Hey everyone out there in the digital frontier, living on the cyber-physical boundary. Some call it the phygital space. That space where the human condition meets technological capabilities. Welcome to the premiere episode of Digital Cowboy Roundup, where we explore that space together. Premiere. I'm looking over at producer. I know it's in the show notes, but I say premiere, and I expect to see a red carpet rolling up to the studio barn door, but there's nada. And yes, folks, the Digital Cowboy Studio has a sliding barn door. What else would you expect, yeah? Okay, yes, producer. Back to it. Now, what if everything you thought you knew about technology leadership was not only out of date, but completely wrong? I've got you wondering if your leadership GPS is stuck in 2015. Don't worry. During this episode, we'll take a quick pit stop and look into the tech leadership crisis. But buckle up. This isn't your average leadership is hard pothole. It's more like driving through an active construction zone with no signs and a rabid squirrel in the passenger seat. Today I'm really excited to dive into some of the ideas behind my book titled The Pivotal Tech Leader's Guide to the Untraveled Road. If you're an aspiring, stalled, or struggling tech leader, or just passionate about technology's impact on business, this episode is for you. Today we'll briefly discuss why the road ahead for tech leaders is untraveled, and how you can equip yourself for the journey. I've covered all this in the book, and in posts on my website, blog, and in LinkedIn, but I want to use this episode to lay out some of it for you. So let's dive into the tech leadership crisis itself. The hard truth. Tech leadership is at a crisis point. Over the last 15 years, I've seen the complexity and demands on tech leaders multiply, leaving many feeling overwhelmed, isolated, and uncertain. For the first time, executives are not only concerned about their company's ability to keep up with what they perceive as a fog of technology change, but many are giving up. Now, while my book pulls together years of research to clearly demonstrate the tech leadership crisis, I use AI tools to scour the latest data and surface 5 reliable sources confirming that the crisis is still real and urgent in 2025. I poured this latest research into the blog post titled, This Isn't Leadership is Hard, It's Mission Impossible, which is part of my ongoing 5 in 2025 series. See the link in the podcast description. These sources range from industry reports to surveys and expert commentaries, each painting a consistent picture. The expectations on tech leaders have outpaced the support and preparation they receive. The crisis isn't just anecdotal, it's documented, widespread, and evolving fast. What's happening now is unprecedented. Why does this matter for you? Because awareness is step 1. If you know the landscape, you can start to navigate it. And that's what this podcast and the book are here to help you do. So after running up on this crisis traffic jam, you might be asking, is there a secret sauce for making it through? Good news, there is. And unlike actual secret sauce, it won't stain your shirt. Let's talk about the 3 key ingredients that make tech leaders truly pivotal. My book, The Pivotal Tech Leader's Guide to the Untraveled Road, identifies 3 key aspects that define pivotal tech leaders. Whether you're new to leadership or a seasoned veteran, these aspects separate those who will thrive from those who are going to struggle. The first key aspect is to cultivate a prepared mindset. Tech leaders must be ready for volatility, ambiguity, and rapid change. This means cultivating a mindset that's curious, resilient, and future-focused. The second aspect is to develop foundational behaviors. This includes crafting a personal brand, owning the conversation, leading with integrity, and being curious and at the same time critical. These are non-negotiable. Pivotal leaders are broadly visible, lead by example, foster trust, and accountability throughout their teams. The third is mastering leveled up skills. Today's tech leaders need more than technical prowess. They must master the ability to influence others, apply creative problem solving, collaborate cross-functionally, and adapt quickly. All 3 aspects work together. You can't build a lasting impact with just one. Only successful pivotal tech leaders balance mindset, behavior, and skills to drive meaningful change and inspire others. Now, before you start thinking you're ready to conquer the world with your new leadership toolkit, Let's check out the real world examples waiting for you. Spoiler alert, it's less heroic quest and more video game boss level, complete with surprise attacks and the occasional flying spreadsheet. In my blog post, 5 Common Maladies That Are Crushing Tech Leaders, I highlight the most common ailments tech leaders are facing. The first is Shiny Object Syndrome, SOS, also known as Magpie Syndrome. SOS is a tendency to be distracted by new ideas, technologies, or opportunities. Stakeholders and technologists experience fear of missing out, FOMO, seeing overhyped reports that supplant the need to do the hard work, mapping their desired outcomes to existing capabilities. Now, not only can this create delays, wasted time, money, effort, but it can create a constant lack of engagement by teams and individuals. And as we know, engagement drives success. The second is Empty Plate Syndrome, not to be confused with a dietary condition. This is specifically related to prioritizing self-importance over others and a lack of maturity. This syndrome is typically characterized by individuals who expect others to take the initiative. In doing so, they typically keep their plate empty by not taking on the difficult work. This can easily create non-constructive friction between team members and leaders, as well as imbalance of work assignments, gaps in coverage, etc. The third malady is Cobbler's Children Syndrome. Cobbler's Children Syndrome is a well-known condition that occurs when individuals or groups neglect their needs in favor of concentrating on others. The phrase comes from the proverb, "The cobbler's children have no shoes." People can be so focused on helping others that they don't address their own needs. This has a huge impact on the development of leaders, as they tend to lack regular introspection and have trouble building situational awareness that's needed as a foundation of professional courage. The fourth malady is the long no, also known as stuck on zero. The long no is a delay many organizations make in deciding to act, particularly when there's significant spend and effort involved. Leaders need to be able to act quickly and balance the cost of continuing a path against other priorities. The fifth malady has 2 variations. The first is not invented here syndrome. This is a form of cognitive bias that individuals and organizations have where the origination of ideas and solutions carries an inordinate amount of weight over merit. A very dated but often repeated example of this is when Western Union rejected Alexander Graham Bell's proposal to partner on the telephone. The second variation is not invented elsewhere syndrome. This is where the bias is in favor of outside ideas and solutions. Not invented elsewhere is probably the more crushing to tech leaders because their credibility, skill, and experience are clearly being deprioritized, and that can be devastating. In my book, The Pivotal Tech Leader's Guide to the Untraveled Road, I cover a few more conditions and outline how tech leaders can be the remedy for dealing with these issues. Each of these maladies can derail careers and entire organizations if left unaddressed. In my book, I refer to the current climate of leadership crisis as snafu, situation normal, all effed up. In another recent blog titled Snafu and the 3 Factors Driving the Living Nightmare, I dig into the root causes, the anchor of mediocrity, lack of professional courage, and chronic burnout. These factors create an environment where even the most capable leaders can struggle. The snafu effect, where everything seems to be situation normal, all effed up, is the new normal, but it's been around for decades. In my book, I call out research and expert observations to demonstrate that the old way of leading has failed technologists. Tech leaders must utilize a new approach to cope and succeed. They need to walk the untraveled road. So what can you do? Start by acknowledging the challenges, then commit to building the 3 pivotal aspects within yourself and your team. Remember, the road is untraveled, but you're not alone. If you're still with me and you haven't rage quit the podcast, congrats. I think you're officially ready for the untraveled road. Let's wrap up with a quick recap and some encouragement, because every tech leader deserves a victory dance, even if it's just on your office chair. To recap, tech leadership in 2025 demands a new approach. The leadership crisis is real, the stakes are high, and the facets of pivotal tech leaders are more critical than ever. By understanding the landscape and embracing a prepared mindset, foundational behaviors, and leveled up skills, you'll be ready to face the challenges that lie ahead. Thanks for joining me on this episode. If you found it useful, check out the book, The Pivotal Tech Leader's Guide to the Untraveled Road. Not only do I offer decades of observations, research, and musings, but I've also included over 20 stories from real-life situations. These are dramatizations I hope give you a chance to reflect or laugh, maybe both. I also include 8 pages of manga-inspired panels that I drew and inked. They follow 3 aspiring tech leaders on their journey to and on the Untraveled Road. The book is currently available in ebook format on Amazon. Hit me up if you're interested in other distribution channels like Apple or Google, and if you'd like to see it in print. Be sure to subscribe to the digitalcowboystudio.com so you don't miss any posts, podcasts, promotions, publications, or any other newness. Stay tuned for more conversations about the future of tech leadership. In my next episode, I'll explore whether we are getting what we want and need from the current generation of AI. Until next time, be pivotal.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.